We will start with the very basics of TradingView, and I will, instead of a presentation every Saturday, I will teach you the same indicators what we have covered on TradingView. We'll come to a point where we will start analyzing stocks together and how I analyze it. So it'll be a complete end-to-end learning of technicals over the next 2 or 3 months. And let's try cover as much as we can using this. I will definitely record it and share with you guys so that you guys can also see it again and again later to clear your doubts. Now, all of you see this TradingView, which is open on my desktop. Now, TradingView has a desktop app. I'm not on the browser. If you guys are on a browser, you can also download the desktop or laptop app of TradingView. And a paid account of TradingView gives you multiple access on different systems of your own. That is either your mobile, iPad, and your desktop. And it's cloud-based, so any markings you do or any indicators or templates you use get shared on all three. So it is a beautiful software. I've been using Metastock. I've used Ami Broker. I've used Advanced Get. I've used Iris and Spiderware Falcon. All of them are good, but considering the kind of data information and real time it is giving you, TradingView is excellent. Only problem with TradingView is it does not work if you do not have net connections, while other softwares, you can access the data, what is saved on your system. So that is the only drawback I see with TradingView. Now, TradingView, another advantage is it gives you stocks, funds, futures, forex, crypto, indices, bonds, economy. And if I come to stocks, it gives me information of all these countries. It's a huge data bank. You can't imagine. It gives you fundamental information as well, just not technical. Plus, it also has a lot of economic indicators. We do not have much from our side, but if I go to US, let's say I'll go to Dow. And I'll go to economy. So all countries, USA. So the number, oh, it's not opening up, I don't know. But the kind of information it gives you about every economic factor is tremendous in TradingView. Now, when we open TradingView, the default chart setup looks like, why is this not opening? Let me open. Now, this is a typical, it opens with the volumes. So let me just add the volumes.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll leave that. I'll add it. So now the typical chart that opens up is like this, which is a candlestick chart on TradingView. You know candlesticks, how they are. Now, what are the kind of charts that, okay, let's start from the different basic. Now, once you have this, you add volumes to it. Where's the standard default one? Yeah?
What are your favorites?
Let's start with it. So it opens like this with the volumes down. Now, since the volumes overlap with the candles, the first thing I do is move into a pane below. So now your volumes is not part of your main chart. It has a separate bar on for the values on your right axis. And I shorten it. I have a bigger view of the chart itself. On the right side, these lines, this is where you create your multiple watch lists. Now, depending on the package you have, the number of watch lists, number of alerts, the number of templates, and number of indicators you add depends on the package that you have taken. So mine is a premium package. I have international indices, I have the domestic indices. And then I have group, big business house-wise groups. Then I have sector-wise groups, all of the stocks of that particular sector saved in my watch list. I also have all the future stocks under one single. So I want to check only the future stocks. They are the equity charts of those future stocks. They are the underlying asset, not the future charts. So I have Nifty 50, 200, 500, all of them in my watch list. So every sector, every business house, I have a separate one. So it makes my scanning very easy. So I'll leave the part over there. Then you can create alerts over here. So by right clicking, you can create alerts and you can view all your alerts over here. These are two things that I use from here. Now, once you are on your main chart, there are different kind of charts that we see. What I use is hollow charts. What Sonal uses is a candlestick chart. Right, Sonal?
Yeah, I use candles.
Now, why I don't use candlestick chart, I'll tell you. There was a fall. Typically, this candle is below this candle. It should be red, right? Why is it green? It is green only because this format says that if the stock price closes higher than the opening price, the candle is green. It doesn't consider that it has closed lower than the previous day's close. So for me, sometimes it looks misleading. I'm looking at a green candle while that day was red. So I use hollow candles. Hollow candles tells me it is red by just looking at it. Now, there is one full body which is red. There is a hollow over here. When it is full body is red or full body is green, it only means that the closing is lower than the opening, but it is higher or lower than the previous day. And when it is hollow, it means that the closing is higher than that day's opening. If it is red, it is lower than the previous day. It is green, it is higher than the previous day. But this gives me that clarity by just looking at it. So I personally prefer this candle. And then you obviously have your line charts. You have bars. A lot of people use bars. So again, bars like candles has open, low, high, close, which the line does not. The line chart is typically considering only value of the closing price of that day. It doesn't consider high, low, and open. Then you have multiple other charts which have come up now, like Ashi and all these. It depends. I've not even gone into all that because I'm comfortable with my hollow charts. I'm making money there. I'm comfortable with it. So rest is for you guys. If you want to learn any of them, you can. Now, you come to the indicator column. Again, now another thing of TradingView is it gives you data right from 1 second onwards. So each bar is of 1 second. The volume below that is of that 1 second that has happened. So you have right from 1 second, you can customize it to minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, and then you can give ranges to it also. You can customize it completely, however you want it. So you can look at your chart from any time frame that you are willing to look. So it is very comprehensive that way. Not every software gives you this kind of an access. Coming to the third, now if you want to look for any other stock,
what kind of time frame do you use on regular basis?
I use daily, weekly, monthly, and at the most I use hourly also. I will show you my setup. I'll show you all my setups also. We'll give you a complete explanation. If we do not complete in this session today, we'll take it up in the next following session also. But we'll understand in and out of it. Now you have all your indicators here. They are standard indicators that, like a moving average, RSI, ADX, Bollinger Bands, everything. Plus you have other lot of indicators which have been built by TradingView guys. There are a lot of other people who have built their indicators and given access to people over here. So from indicator front there, it's a numerous, it's like a big data bank. We don't need to get into all that. We will start with what we know and what we have learned to keep it simple. I'll click on moving average. My moving average by default comes here in a blue line. Now this is a 9-day average that has opened by default. I can add multiple moving averages here. The length of this is 9 and it is on closing basis, right? Now this is a simple moving average. I can make it a exponential also. So what I typically use is 8, 20, 50, 200. Sonal has a different set of indicators. Each is one, whatever you're comfortable with is important. The results vary a little, but it's ultimately your setup what you need to learn. So let's say I keep it at 20 or 21. 21 is a Fibonacci number. So people do that. Now, like, look at the beauty of 20. 20 is a magical average. And I'll add 3 over here now. So we'll change the values. So I'm going to make this 50. And I will change the color of this to, let's say, red. So I typically also follow RBG. The lowest one is red, blue, green as the time frame increases. But right now I'm just taking it like that. I will add this to be 200-day average. And let's make this green. So you have your averages put up over here. Now you have your volumes, you have your averages put up. Whether exponential, simple is your choice. And this is now set over here. You want to add more indicators to this. What we add is RSI, Relative Strength Index, which is my favorite. And the default values actually are 30, 70, but I have saved the default values to 40 and 60. So here I change it to 60 and I keep this, the lower one, at 40. So this is my typical setup. And if you want to add ADX, you can add number of indicators on a single chart. What I do is I keep multiple charts. I don't like many indicators on one single chart. Now I save them in such a way that by just clicking, this is a chart where 1334 moving average is there with RSI. The same chart, by just clicking on it, now I have it with ADX, ANA. So however you want to save it. Now this is with RSI and AMA. This is with Bollinger Bands and RSI. So you create multiple templates and then you save it. This is again with multiple SMAs with RSI. So
how do you save the template? Sorry,
I will show you that also. So once now this is there, go click on indicator templates, save indicator template, give it a name, TradingOwl demo. I can keep it only for this symbol or this interval. I keep it open so I can access the same template on any chart on any interval. Now this is saved. Now if I want to access that over here, the moment I click on TradingOwl demo, it has opened in the template that we have just saved.
Repeat it again for them, how to save it. So first you go to that template.
Click on these 4 boxes, save indicator template, give it a name. We have already given TradingOwl demo. I'll keep it there and click on save. How do I get these over here is by just making them favorites. When I make them favorites, they come up over here. So for me, this is a click of a button, I get different views. You guys want to try it out at your end on your desktop? Parallelly, please do it. We'll go a little slow. Any of you are trying? I'll wait for you. So you can favorite your indicators also what you like. You have ADX, Bollinger Bands, ignore the Elliott waves and all that, simple moving average, multi-EMAs, relative strength index. And I think this is enough if you want to add. Others, for experimental purpose, I keep adding it, but I don't really use it. You can experiment with it later at yourself once you have mastered the basic technicals yourself. Know the indicators in and out, how they work. You can move to the next indicator and see if it is working for you. Now, another thing that I do is click on this button over here and open the layouts in however I want. Right now, it is a single chart on one window. I can make this double. So I have two charts opening together. Now this also depends on the package you have, how many charts you can open together. Okay, so I generally do not cross 3 charts. For me, 3 is like a cutoff. And I also click that the symbol on all 3 should be the same. Interval can be different, crosshair can be the same. Other things I turn off. So symbol and crosshair. So what happens is now this chart, first one is on a daily. The second one, I'll make it weekly. The third one, I will take it monthly. Now what happens is this is Tesla. Now let's say I want to open Apple. I open Apple. The same chart opens on all 3 time frames with the same indicators that I wanted. Now what I do is I save this. I can rename this and save this. TradingOwl demo. Now I have saved this template. This particular layout I have saved it. Earlier I had saved a template of moving averages with RSI. Now I have saved this entire screen as a layout. Right? You can create multiple layouts however you want it. I can have on a layout, I can have different templates also. Now here I have with AMA with RSI. I can keep this one the Bollinger Bands if I wanted. So even a layout can have multiple templates. And you can save each of them the way you want as a different layout. So you have an option to save multiple. I have numerous layouts at my end. So with RSI, with moving averages, with number of screens, number of charts opening together. So for each, you can have your own different layout at your end. So I'll just move this back to the demo where we leave it.
How do we add the tab? Could you please repeat again?
Which tab?
These 3 tabs which you have opened.
Oh, you see this beside by clicking it at your end.
Yes.
Okay, in that you see the 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 16.
Right.
You can just choose with how you want the layout to be. You want all 3 same size. The layout is of you, your choice. Just make sure the symbol and the crosshair is the same.
Okay.
Time intervals, you can set it whatever you want. I have one template which gives me 5, 15, 1 hour and daily in a single view. Okay. So another thing that I do is once I've created all the templates and all the layouts the way I want it. Now let me open and show you in different ways. Okay, so now this is 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 1 hour, daily. And this is daily, weekly, monthly. Now let me just open a plain simple chart. Okay, I'll just move this here. This one here. Now you right click on the first tab and give it a color. So I'll just give it purple here. Now this entire set of 4 tabs, I'm going to make it purple. You know what happens if I make all of them purple? Now let me open Tesla again. When I click on Tesla, all 4 are going to be Tesla with different layouts and different templates. So now first I'm going to just see a basic chart of Tesla. If I figure out something, I'll just make this daily. If I see some pattern in this, there is something that I need to look at in this, there's something that is interesting in this, I will look at it. Otherwise, I'll move to the next stop. Now, if I find something interesting in this, I want to look at it from different perspectives. So I'll click on this. It'll give me an intraday perspective. I'll go on to the next one. It'll give me a daily, weekly, monthly view. I can see the RSI indicator the way I want it. I know my moving averages. So I know what is happening with that front. So I don't have to click on different, templates over here. I've created multiple tabs with different templates and layouts. and group them up in one color. And then if I pick up one stock, all 4 of them open in a single, name together, and I can look at it from different perspectives.
Correct.
I can create multiple such groups. Let me give you, no, I don't think you can see this part. Okay, so you're getting this part, how to create multiple layouts and group them together.
We'll see the recording again to practice it
have to.
at our end.
Yeah, so now, do you see how easy it becomes once you have your setup done? Right? Now it is only about seeing all these stocks individually. So let me open the index. Now I have all the indices, Indian indices over here. Okay. Now when I have to end of the day see the indices, I just have to go on one after the other. Now I'm seeing Bank Nifty. Okay, this is there. I can look at Bank Nifty from an intraday perspective. I can look at Bank Nifty now from the daily, weekly, monthly perspective right here with the indicators of my choice. Now I can have the same replicated template with, instead of moving averages, with Bollinger Bands. So I can have multiple of these tabs open and scan each of the stocks from different views just together. And also please understand, know one thing very well. TradingView gives you an options to have multiple screens. You can have 2, 3, 4 screens, and you can have different charts on all of them, or you can have different tabs on each of them grouped. So if I just open Nifty, Nifty will open in multiple monitors, multiple screens with different templates. So I can do anything the way I want my table setup to be. I use 2 screens here right now. So when I open a chart, it opens on 2 screens. So I have a broader view just by looking at it from left to right. Likewise, now let's just go, this is Bank Nifty future. So if I want to, and then you have Nifty. So I'll just look at Nifty. If I find something interesting, I want to go see further because I remember the previous day's RSI values. And by looking at it, I know exactly where it is. So I don't need to check each and every template on a daily basis. But yeah, if I need to, I'll just click on it and I see Nifty here. How it is. If it's coming closer to an average, how are the volumes for that day? What's the RSI levels? Is there any concern over here? Then I go deeper into it. If I look at a stock, the first thing I do with a stock, let's come to cement. I'll open ACC. Okay, I'll just close this. We have a bigger screen here. So the moment I have a stock open here, the first thing that I look for is the last few candles, the past move of how the stock has performed. Is it at all-time high? Is it at all-time lows? Where it is placed right now versus the past movement of it. The volumes, how it is, the volumes when it was falling, the volumes when it was going up. All this happens just at a glance in a few seconds. Then I look for some pattern in this, where that I can form a trend line somewhere, where I can see a cup and handle, inverted cup and shoulder, cup and shoulder, a flag and pole. What can I see? Can I see a wedge, a pennant, or anything that is visible to me in a few seconds, that is. Okay, so it doesn't take more than a few seconds to look for it over here. If I find anything in that, or if I have marked something of the previous day in that, and then I want to go deeper, I would go to the next layout and see it from different indicator perspective as to what is happening with it. So my first filtration happens on a plain simple chart. I only move further if there is something worthwhile in this over here. If there's nothing worthwhile, I do not even care. Now Reliance is there. I'll open Reliance. Now I see Reliance is coming back closer to all-time high. Right? Now this is something that is appealing. So I have marked, I put an alert over here. This alert will now tell me real time, the moment the price is going to cross about this level, I will get an alert. I can put an alert name and a message over here. So in future, whenever it gives an alert, I know what the alert was. And I can create multiple such alerts. And mind you, you don't need to put price alert only on the price.
Can you explain that only once, only bar, how it works?
Not the candles, you want the bar.
No. On the alert, you have 4 options. No, on alert only once, only bar, only once
Okay.
per day.
This only once every time. Okay, let me come to another one here. Okay, so Reliance crossing price of 2558. It'll give me an alert only once when it crosses. So once it has crossed that price, it gives me an alert. After that, this alert, what I've created, will get disabled. But if I click on every time and I put it, every time a candle is going to cross 2558, I'm going to get an alert. And there's an expiration date over here. This is up till 31st of Jan. I can increase it further also. So if I say, instead of 24, if I say 25, or okay, it gives me maximum of 2 months now. Earlier it was unlimited. So until the expiry date, every time Reliance is going to cross 2558, I'm going to get an alert. And this alert comes on my mobile also because I have the TradingView app on my mobile. So
Yeah,
if
that
I'm
comes.
not sitting in front of the screen, I get the alert on my phone as well.
Yeah.
Only thing you need to do is log in on TradingView with the same ID of logged in on your desktop.
Correct.
I also put alerts on RSI. You can use alert systems for anything. RSI, regular bearish divergence, I don't want it. I want RSI crossing a particular value, let's say 60. So if the daily chart of Reliance RSI crosses 60, I get an alert. I can also put alert on a moving average. Simple moving average 20, crossing up, down, equal to, inside channel, all these conditions are there. You can choose what you want. Best thing is crossing. Now, crossing what? Crossing another indicator, crossing the price, or crossing what? You have all these options over here. Value is nothing but the price. So let's say SMA crosses, let's say 2500, give me an alert. What if I want SMA 20 crossing SMA 50? Give me an alert. Now you give me an alert every time it happens, or once per bar, once per minute. All these options are available. I have set, golden and death crossover in Nifty and Bank Nifty. Whenever there's a golden crossover, that is 50 crossing over 200, or 200 crossing down below 50, which is a death crossover, I get an alert on my system. I don't need to watch it on a daily basis. How many parameters are you going to remember? So you put as many alerts as you can, which is a beautiful thing this software allows you to do. And the best part is you get the alert on your phone. You don't need to sit in front of the system. I put all these alerts. Most of the time when the market, there's nothing much happening, I read a book outside, I watch Instagram, whatever. Any movement of the stocks which I'm interested in, I get an alert. And if I don't, I have Sonal beside me to call me.
Yeah, like when we were in Japan, I was getting all the alerts and Mayur was nicely enjoying the surrounding.
So that is the advantage of the software. That is the advantage of your understanding of the setup. You understand your setup, you create alerts based on that. When you get an alert, just click on it, you know exactly what is happening. Now you want to know. Now I put alerts on when a stock is coming to all-time highs. So when it is coming above all-time high, that goes on my watch list. It sustains about those prices for a couple of days because I scan it on real-time basis. The moment it happens, we start taking a trade in that. All I do at that point in time is monitor the volumes, because I know every other criteria of mine is meeting at that point in time.
I think let them practice all this.
This is very basic. Let's keep it simple, one step at a time.
Right.
Learn how to create a chart with a candle, hollow candle, or a big, big candle of your choice. That is everything. Believe me, is your personal choice. There's no written rule that you need to follow what I follow. What is important is your understanding of each of that and your comfort over there.
Yeah.
If your comfort is in hollow, follow that. If it is not, just go with the regular candles. There are a lot of people who go, even professionals go with bars instead of candles. That's their choice. So you purely go by that.
And you won't believe my and Mayur's setups are completely different. We completely, probably being a husband-wife also, we completely follow
But
different.
that's an advantage also, no? Because I get her perspective, she gets my perspective.
Right. It's a big advantage in our case.
So now create that, add volumes, add indicators, create different templates, create different layouts. And then you have your alerts. And please group all of them. Grouping all of them will help you because then you can just scan them very quickly. You can do
So,
same for ADX, you can do similar templates for Bollinger Bands.
so whatever setup you follow, but just, make sure that you have a very clean layout. Like what Mayur is showing right now, it is very systematic, no clutter. So, with that, a good analysis come along.
Now,
If you,
just
if you,
imagine if my setup looked like this. Okay. And I add CCI also to this. You have volumes, you have RSI, you have ADX, you have Bollinger Bands, you have moving average, everything on one screen. Are you able to figure out anything that is happening? So on one chart, keeping it simple is the best way. One indicator per chart ideally is what I suggest. At the most, have a Bollinger Band with RSI or moving average with RSI. It's comfortable. Now you have different kind of averages, simple, moving, exponential, and then you have AMA. Whichever you want is again your choice. We have covered most of them. I will take it up again. Now, after I remove all of them, how clean and neat it looks. Secondly, a lot of people like it with a black background. I like my layouts to be white because it gives me a lot more clarity and it doesn't hurt my eyes. In blacks, very often you tend to miss out on some averages or some candle which is not very clearly visible. So again, that is your personal choice. I can only suggest that's not a big thing.
and you can change the colors of the candle also. A lot
You
of
can change
people.
color of the candles also. I use red and green. There are people who use lighter green and darker green, blue and black. Choice is yours.
Find
Everything
out your lucky color
customizable.
for 2024. I said, find out your lucky color for 2024 and
As
accordingly get
long
a
as it is helping you see the chart with clear visibility, that is more important. Now, there are a lot of features in this software. First, learn this setup. Next week, we'll take it up. We'll take up few more indicators. We'll see how to do a relative comparison, how to club charts, look at Reliance along with Nifty, or let's say you want to see all the banking, you want to create your own chart using all the banks and see what a trend is. There are a lot of things that can be done on this, and we'll take up one after that at every step. Get comfortable with this first. It is not a big thing. It is very easy. Believe me, 2 or 3 months is max you need to get super comfortable with this and master the game. One thing I always suggest, do not try to master every indicator. Pick up one, learn that properly, do a lot of backtesting, do a lot of observation, do a lot of trial and error. And when I say trial and error, don't do paper trades, buy at least one share. Okay, and then see how it is working.